Hi, everybody. Welcome. On the 19th, 20th April, we've got a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Aries. Now, a month before, we had the equinox, we had the new moon at 0 degrees of Aries. And now we come to the very last degree of Aries. So this is really a big push of energy, encouraging you to be brave, to be courageous, to step out, to take a risk, to do something you've never done before. Anything that gets you excited, that gets you feeling as though you are filled with the energy of fire. This is a fiery, uplifting energy. It's time for action. It's time to go. It's time to move. This can be a great turning point, not only for us as a human family, but each individually. I strongly recommend that because we've got the eclipses now, we've got a lunar eclipse coming up in a couple of weeks later in Scorpio, it would be very valuable if you find the signs Aries, Libra, Taurus, and Scorpio in your chart. And then you will find which 4 life areas are likely to be most activated by these energies. So this eclipse here is very much an energy of Venus and Mars are dancing together. The first set of eclipses are Mars ruled. That is the Aries and the Scorpio are ruled by Mars and Pluto. And the next set of eclipses that we will have in October are Venus ruled in Libra and Taurus. We've also got Venus going retrograde in July time as well this year. So there's a lot of energy here about knowing when to take action and when to receive and relax and hold back. The energy is very much about saying, what have you been procrastinating about? What do you absolutely know you must do for your health? It might be to exercise. It might be to exercise until you build up a sweat every day. It might be to really come off sugar altogether. It might be an energy that you need to clear the air in a relationship. Something's happened and you've just got to say, well, this is time for an ending. Yeah, we can be friends, but I've got to move on. Which life area, where in your life do you know? Because you had already the 0 degree Aries, now you've got 29 Aries. It's like this is the last push. And the energy of the eclipses does last for 6 months. So this is another impetus here. And this dancing of the Mars ruling at this time, Mars ruling Aries is in Cancer. So this has everything to do with how are you nurturing yourself? When Mars is in Cancer, it's the energy of the moon and Aries, Mars together. And the moon and Mars together, well, the moon wants to stay home and wants to nest and be peaceful and have nice meals and feel nurtured. And Mars wants to go out and have adventures. So what I'm going to suggest is that you find the balance between knowing what you need to nurture yourself, making sure you've got your basic needs covered so that your baby inside is not crying, and then say, right, I'm going. I must go. I must act. This Mars in Cancer is also about sensitive action. And because it rules family, it's about doing your best on the spiritual level to see everybody as a member of your family. And when you are taking action, that you do it in a nurturing and kind way to the best of your ability. We've got Sun, Moon, Jupiter, and Chiron together. An opportunity for the healing of the head. Aries rules the head because you come head first when you come out of your mother's womb, if you come that way. And the head energy that is so full of things is ready to be cleaned, to be cleansed, to be healed by this energy of Chiron. It's not all about me, myself, and I. It's about how do we dance together, the dance of Venus and Mars. And this is romantic, and it's loving, and it's fun. Now, Jupiter here can take things to extremes. Don't know about you, but I do have a tendency to do that. I'm a Sun-Jupiter person. So I go from one extreme to another and finding this happy balance of going out and coming back in, but not being too unbalanced with the masculine energy of pushing, knowing when you need to push and knowing when you need to back off, knowing when it's a good time to have that conversation and knowing when your intuition is saying, no, 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 this is not a good time. It's not going to go down well. So it's like this in-breath and the out-breath, pulling in and pushing out. It's very much this energy that you're working with, and especially as we have the Venus energy, which is Mercury, and Uranus and the North Node in Taurus at this time. And this is all the Venus energy here. And Venus at this time is in Gemini. So this is asking you, what can I learn? How can I be more flexible? How can I be more open to different viewpoints, different perspectives from different people? How can I learn not to get too attached to things? This is very much about looking at your desires. What is it that you want that is not healthy for you? That is really a burden. Maybe you know that sugar is not good for you. Maybe you have a struggle with it. But you know that if you don't eat it, you're going to feel a whole lot better. What are those desires that are really holding you back from being vibrant and well and healthy? And this Aries really just breaks through any of those obstacles that you might feel are in your way. We've got a square to Pluto going on at the time of this eclipse. This, on a global level, has to do with breaking free of certain structures, authoritative structures, maybe legal structures. We saw the minute that Pluto went into Aquarius, we had all those demonstrations in Israel. And for the moment, Netanyahu, the prime minister, has agreed to put everything on hold. So people power. But it's also about your power. Taking your power and using your power and knowing that every single act that you do has the power to influence positively or negatively, and that you get to choose. But it's a breaking free from old conditioning that's held you back. No more. Now, the next day, after the eclipse, Mercury will go retrograde in Taurus until the middle of May. So the usual things apply: back up your hard drive, leave extra time for travel. And it's a wonderful time to reflect on what are my true needs. How can I simplify my life? How can I simplify my thinking? It's also a good time for repairing anything, getting anything upgraded or up to date, especially on a physical level. And it's also a good time for reflecting as to how you can bring more beauty, more Venusian energy into your world. So it's a very romantic time, potentially. Yes, you can have romance with flowers with trees, with animals. So bringing that element of passion and romance. And if you're not doing something that you enjoy, that you feel passionate about, this eclipse, chances are, will push you to begin to work towards doing only the things that give you pleasure. Does it mean that there isn't hard work involved? No, of course not. This is my fifth attempt at doing this video because I felt my previous videos were too prepared and that the Aries energy is spontaneous. And so if I'm giving you a flavor of that energy, I'm hoping that that rubs off on you and you get that sense that, okay, yep, I can go. I can move. I'm free to go. So I hope that this can be a time of a rebirth for you, a renewal, a rejuvenation. And I'm reminded very much of the Star Trek Enterprise, where they say that they are going to, I'm paraphrasing here, to explore new civilizations, new lands, new peoples, and to boldly go where no man or person has gone before. So let's see what the Pleiadian Oracle card is to go with our solar eclipse. Let's see what it's bringing. Here we go. You are vast beyond belief. So that is a very appropriate message to take off your shackles, your limitations, break away and do that you may be afraid of doing, but you're going anyway. And I'm cheering you on all the way from Greece. Much love, as we say in Greece, me agapi, me chara. Bye for now.